Hello there! From behind the O-line, this is Trammin episode 276. My name is Kirk, and today I'm joined by my friend and Rainbow Ridge postal worker, Freddy.
Ahoy there! Our Big Thunder topic of the week is Walt Disney's Frontierland, 1955.
Meowdy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard Trammin, a Disneyland podcast. Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding. As a courtesy to other passengers, we ask that there be no eating, drinking, or smoking on board. In just a few moments, we will begin our trip into the Disneyland Resort news and topic of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, this tram is ready to depart. Driver, you are clear.
Welcome back to Trammin, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We're your hosts, Kirk and Freddy. What's up, Freddy?
Hey, happy to be back. Happy to keep this 1955 series going, celebrating the 70th anniversary of the Disneyland Resort, and I am very tired. I just did 2 days of Disneyland back to back, and that kicks your butt.
I think 2 days is the limit.
Honestly, I don't think I could handle any more steps.
Yeah, it's the feet, it's the legs.
Oh man, and the sun is brutal right now. I mean, it's getting up to in the 90s kind of consistently, so we're peak summer.
I normally check the mail when I get home. Now I just do it at some point later in the day. And it's just like a short walk, but I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Just can't do it. But I can clean up some maple syrup with mousekeeping. If this is your first time here, welcome aboard Trammin, a Disneyland podcast where we talk about the Disneyland Resort through and only through our eyes. Listen to full episodes every Wednesday or topic-only uploads on Big Thunder Thursdays. If you enjoy the show, like, subscribe, comment, and review us wherever you can, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, Rain's favorite, YouTubes. Head to Trammin.com to write into the show, find our socials, and request access to our Discord. You can find all these links and lore on Trammin.com. So, let's get into some news. First up, Haunted Mansion already closed for Halloween.
Yeah.
Insanity.
R.I.P.
Yeah. But next we got Mobile Order returning to adorable snowman frosted treats on August 19th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder why it's going back and forth.
I really think it has to deal with demand, and as the season starts getting warmer, it's like, okay, we're going to alternate to this. It feels like recently there hasn't been a lot of demand for adorable like snowman treats. For soft serve, it seems like, okay, most people are just going to get a vanilla chocolate cone. They're going to go over to Cozy Cones. Now that the
they do
snowman doesn't have it.
They do have chocolate and vanilla adorable snowman.
I don't know if they have all three anymore. I thought that I just saw they had vanilla and lemon. They changed it all the time. They used to have that Pixar parfait with the slush. They don't have that anymore.
I'm
pretty sure that's there. Because they added in that you could put blue carousel.
So they do the snow capped for lemon, mango, raspberry, and then a non-dairy lemon. I didn't even realize the regular lemon was dairy.
Yeah.
Chile lime lemon. They just put the seasoning and diced mango. So they do have the Pixar Pure Frosty Parfait. Good. There's no vanilla.
Huh. See, there you go. And it's more, I think what they decided, because they're like, okay, there's too much soft serve in California Adventure. Yeah. I think we're good with that. And I believe they've now alternated so that it's like, this is basically our tropical hideaway.
Yeah. It's all the same flavors.
Yeah. Yeah. So most likely the same mix and everything else makes it easy. I mean, it's just a cone instead of a bowl. Yeah, it makes sense. Cool.
Yeah. Avengers Campus is now vertical.
That's huge, honestly.
That was quick. And I mean, the beams are an easy one to put up, but they did it.
And they're already starting to form structures and everything. I mean, you give it a few months and it's going to look like a building. But it's definitely giving people a perspective in terms of, okay, it's going to be this size, it's going to be this massive structure, and whether it's going to be a 2-story attraction or not, because I believe Peter Pan is only 1 story. But the suspicion is that this is going to be a 2-story attraction a la Transformers at Universal.
Transformers 2 stories?
It's 2 stories. One of the sequences, you're in an elevator, and the scene itself uses a massive projection IMAX screen to kind of do that transition between floors.
And also, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mickey and Minnie's 2 Rise of the Resistance as well.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Do not expect to drop with this attraction, but I would not be surprised to see simulated falling in terms of, you're going down, you're dropping into something or, anything else. We'll see how that goes because most of it's going to still be revealed to us until they seal up the building. And then you're like, something's going on there. We'll find out.
That's the other thing that people don't realize. If you know what you're doing, how to do it, construction planning, etc.
Yeah.
You close up the building as soon as you can because 1, it hides everything, but 2, everything's safe inside. Not for theft, but like
the elements.
Yeah. So once it's closed up, it's so much easier to work. You can work during the day because no one sees you, no one hears you. Disney doesn't really care about you hearing anymore. They're kind of just, we got to get going. And I think they realize if you hear construction on Main Street, people might not like it. But no one really cares out in DCA.
Yeah, in DCA, they don't care.
Yeah.
And you just think like this is actually helping seal California Adventure in a little bit more. Like the building is going to help create a berm on that side where traditionally there hasn't been anything limiting the noise.
And the funny thing though, to the left of Guardians, from many angles, you can just see this electrical pole.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, they don't care about DCA.
It's just there. Yeah. No, yeah. The sightlines don't exist. We're going to talk more about California Adventure leading up into the next year. But anyway, Avengers Campus is coming soon.
Next week, we got something real special. But I'll just...
nice tease.
So tune in. Tune in this week. Well, you're here now. And next week. Always light on the news. Halloween stuff slowly trickling in. I mean, it's almost time.
That Halloween merch, it's hot. It's coming in.
Why is it hot? I don't know.
Anna already got the ghost ears. I mean, you had to.
That was the only thing that was kind of cute.
So there's that, and now there's a whole Winnie the Pooh collection where it's like them getting scared. Like there's Pooh on the front of the hoodie, and he's scared of his own shadow, and then on the back there's a spider web, and it has Piglet being held by Winnie the Pooh as they're terrified. It all looks great. I think the merch team's actually doing quite well this year.
Mm-hmm. Next year, though, probably hundreds.
Next year's going to be very interesting.
We ain't ready.
Merch line wide everywhere.
We ain't ready. All right. But we are ready because it's time for You're Right, in which members of the Tram fam write in with corrections and comments just like you can at trammin.com/ask. Freddie, cue up that corrections music, please. So we have no corrections yet. We have something. We have 2 things. One, Freddie brought something.
Yes, I did.
Freddie's trying to kill me. So he brought... Well, tell us what this is.
Okay, so in honor of Frontierland, this was just happened to be something I picked up. I have a friend, Skipper Christian. He's a former bartender from Trader Sam's. Later on in this year, he's going to be helping open up a rum distillery. They're still distilling a lot of things. And brewery in downtown Anaheim called Lost Skippers. You can actually look that up right now.
The old thrift store in the glass building near Wells Fargo.
Very much so, yeah. So it's going to look really great. It's going to look like a greenhouse, all this stuff. Recently, they were just at, oh my goodness, not exotic, Tiki Oasis down in San Diego. So they're in Tiki Oasis showcasing some of their rums and other things. I believe they even won an award for like best hotel room, sort of on the bar crawl that exists down there. I have not been to Tiki Oasis. I'm going to have to go at some point just to experience that. But my friend Christian, he was brewing some moonshine as sort of a prototype and sharing that around. And so right here we have Peach Cobbler Moonshine. So in honor of Frontierland and Lost Skippers eventually opening later in the year, let's give a try to this Peach Cobbler Moonshine.
And in honor of listener JD, happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The cough is only because I have an air bubble back there. It's actually really good. It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet. It's not too burny. It's got a lot of good flavoring to it. You can get the cinnamon in there. It's perfect.
Yeah, a little cinnamon, a little peach cobbler. It tastes a little like some with like a crumble crust,
Mm-hmm. And some people, they're going to have moonshine. They're just going to take a shot of it. We put some ice in there on the rocks.
I think that made it
a cocktail. It helps a lot. It aerates the whole thing.
It probably also watered it down just a little bit.
And that's important.
It's less sweet, but that's fine. Are you, at the end of all this, going to eat those peaches?
I don't know. Anna will probably enjoy those, but we'll see.
We're not going to go blind. We're good.
No, we're going to do just fine.
But here's a little tease. Another tease. Next year, may see the return of Kev's Concoctions.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait.
Like for real. All the way. Baked goods probably too. All in. And yeah, we're doing, Rain's going to have some concoctions. You guys are going to have some concoctions.
That'll be good.
Great stuff.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, but no corrections. I'm sure Anna looked for corrections. She did write in, but we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
That's all we got. But you're right. This here's our Big Thunder topic of the week. Walt Disney's Frontierland 1955. Had to get that just a little bit louder than normal.
Absolutely.
Even though this wasn't there, but
this wasn't there, and even Journey Through Nature's Wonderland, the mine train through Nature's Wonderland, didn't even exist yet. Frontierland has a long and storied history of many different experiences and attractions, but I think we should bring it right back to the man himself, Walt Disney, when he dedicated Frontierland. Frontierland, it is here that we experience the story of our country's past, the color, romance, and drama of frontier America, as it developed from wilderness trails to roads, riverboats, railroads, and civilization. A tribute to the faith, courage, and ingenuity of our hardy pioneers who blazed the trails and made this progress possible.
Almost longer than the Disneyland opening day speech.
All of them are. All of these little dedication plaques, which I believe you can still find it there in Frontierland at the flagpole.
Yeah. The flagpole was a Lillian Disney thing, right?
I believe so.
That, the petrified tree too.
Oh, man. Yeah. Petrified tree, which we won't be covering today because that's also a later story. There's a lot that when I was kind of doing the research for Frontierland, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of stuff that's after 1955. A lot more than I realized. But yeah.
Yeah, because Kimmy kept bringing up the mine train. I'm like, I don't know if
that's its own topic. That's its own episode. Yeah. But we will get to what did exist there. But first, a little primer. Really, I mean, this is a lot of basic stuff, but it is important to talk about. The Western was a huge thing around this time, around 1955. You're in the peak of Western cinema and TV. That's the 1940s to the 1960s. You had the spaghetti Westerns in the 1970s, and then the genre has kind of died off. You still have a few great Westerns that come out. 310 to Yuma is a good one that came out recently. Well, not recently, but still in the last decade or so. You still have a few highlights, but the Western as a genre really existed during this time period. And it really featured this sort of idealized, rugged American spirit that kind of attached onto the whole idea of the Cold War that was taking place, patriotism at that time, kind of looking back. But yeah, these popular stories of the early settlers, cowboys, outlaws, and the native peoples of the Southwest.
Yeah, I feel like it's something everyone's into when they're younger.
Yeah.
Because it's such a, excuse the ice. It's such a pure thing to feel, not extinction of another race, but
absolutely.
But they just I'm a cowboy. What is it? I got a revolver and a horse and a hat and
this
some
town
loud boots.
Ain't big enough for the both of us.
Yeah, and it's very it can be nuanced, but it's also just not. It's just this is what it is. A simpler time we all look back to, and kids just understand it. So you're into it as a kid, it either sticks with you or you remember it and you're into it when it shows up again.
Yeah.
So just like you said, Westerns. You might not have been into Westerns from 14 to 25 and then a good one comes out when you're 30 and you're yeah. When I went and saw the Jeff Bridges True Grit with my dad. Because I like those kinds of movies. And I never knew that.
Yeah.
Because there weren't many when we were growing up, I think.
No,
right?
not a lot. You'd maybe have one every 2 years or so that would come out that would be a big success.
We made Cowboys versus Aliens.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then you have something like that bombs, or the Lone Ranger, for instance, which was an example of Disney Studios trying to find this pre-Star Wars, trying to find its male-focused audience because it's, succeeding with princesses and fantasy. But what can we do to get guys going to the theater? So you have Tron Legacy, you have John Carter of Mars. So many movies that just failed back to back to back. Even some of them succeeding for their aesthetic or theme, but not doing, that well financially. Lone Ranger is a good example. Have you ever seen that one?
No, because I heard it was like, eh.
It
looks
is
funny.
And then you get to the climax, and like the train sequence at the end is just pure cinema. It's iconic. It's so well made. And you think you have the same director as the original Pirates films. So it is well directed. It is Jerry Bruckheimer produced. It actually runs relatively well. There's just some thematic story things that don't click.
Yeah. And I think things like that you're finding an audience first and then making the art second.
Yeah.
And that's not how art works.
Well, and you have a lot of the behind the scenes, the director, the producer. These are all people who grew up with this genre, with the Western. And so they're bringing it back. They're bringing back that nostalgia, but the modern audience has no connection to it anymore. And that's kind of, you think of superheroes maybe considered this new era that we're experiencing in terms of the most popular genre. But yeah, at the time, it was the Western. And a highlight of that was actually the Davy Crockett show that was done by Walt Disney as part of the Disneyland TV show.
King of the Wild Frontier.
That song was like number one on the charts and everything like that on the radio. It was a huge cultural moment. It's actually one of the first examples where television influenced culture in such a deep way, where it's like everyone knew what this was. Everybody was watching this show, and kind of getting it ingrained into them of like, oh man, yeah, cowboys and this whole, thing. And, the Alamo, it was history that people learned, but now they were watching it be dramatized. Now it was something they could see every week.
Yeah. So this was kind of, people hate to hear it, but you're bringing the IP in. It's not necessarily like go watch Davy Crockett, but it's like, oh, people want to be in this world that they're experiencing. I know, like, Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier, existed because Walt Disney was into that kind of thing. But then he's like, oh, can make a land out of that. I want to make the land anyway. He was always thinking synergy. Yeah. So, yeah, you bring the people in.
And this really highlights an overall fact of Disneyland, which is that every land is a genre. It's a genre of cinema. Mm-hmm. And kind of what Disneyland is you being able to step into these movies. Almost in the same way you go to Epic Universe. It's the same thing. But at the time, instead of having a singular IP that was iconic or this or that, it was just the genre of the Western, the land of the frontier, where tomorrow, sci-fi, fantasy, it's like all of these are genres being highlighted by Walt Disney and his Imagineers. So yeah, this was very popular at the time. You even have the coonskin caps, which were still to this day, I believe, still sold in Frontierland.
Not in my size.
No, definitely not. But they're still there. And that's, just kind of an interesting relic of that day. They used to have pop cap guns. My dad had a pop cap gun from Frontierland. That was something you could purchase. But this whole idea of like all this old timey, like it's not historical, but it's the fantasy of cowboys and the Wild West.
Yeah. So who doesn't love that? We had cork guns as a kid.
There you go.
You ever... You see, you know
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
they had those at Disneyland up until 2014, 2015.
Yeah, a long time actually.
And then guns became, we know. Yeah. But like things got more in the news and I was like, you know what? Let's put these away.
No, absolutely. Let's stop celebrating it as much as it has previously, which you'll find places in Frontierland that celebrated guns. Mm-hmm. But yeah, first off, we're going to talk about one of the largest features of Frontierland, the Rivers of America, which had several different attractions on it. When they were excavating the Rivers of America, that island in the middle was just kind of a pile of dirt that would eventually become Tom Sawyer's Island. But that was kind of what was left over from the excavation of Frontierland. But around the river, there were several attractions. You could go on Davy Crockett's Explorer Canoes, which, you can still experience today. The load area was a different location, but still one of those things that's kind of iconic and iconic Disneyland experience. If you ever go to Disneyland with Jeff, he will make you do the canoes. It's a guaranteed experience.
They're great though. They are actually really great. Love the canoes. It's been a minute since I've done them. I think last time I did it, it was drizzling.
Wow. Yeah.
It's a cool experience.
That is cool.
They are not on a track. Everyone.
No, they are not. No, you are free floating on that river.
Yeah, so put your back into it.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool that it's like a version of this ride has existed since the park opened, and you can still go on it today. That's kind of crazy. I don't believe it was an opening day experience, but it was an opening year experience. So again, when we're talking about 1955, it's a little loose here because
they don't know the difference. They don't know.
Yeah, things popped up over
No, no one out there listening knows more than you.
time.
If you do, would you like to be on the show?
Yeah, it'd be great. Right in. Yeah, please correct me. I would love to be corrected or informed. Otherwise, you're also going to have the Mark Twain that's on around the river, still existing today. Columbia was not in the river yet. That was not until later, I believe 2 years later. But the Mark Twain itself was one of the first things that was up and running at Disneyland. In fact, it was part of Walt and Lillian's 30th wedding anniversary, which we're going to talk about later when it comes to the Golden Horseshoe. But yeah, part of the reason that if you're on the Mark Twain, there's that whole bar with the glass up there, up top, is that legally in order to sell alcohol, I believe, or like have alcohol on the ship, they needed a bar. So they built that into the Mark Twain for that purpose, just for Walt Disney's 30th, Walt and Lillian's 30th wedding anniversary.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But okay. So it's the same. It's the same boat.
Same boat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ship of Theseus it in terms of what's been replaced, but honestly, it is the same structure. It definitely would have been replaced over time, but it's like that's the same boat.
Yeah. I love the Mark Twain. It's an absolute classic, and it's more than just a classic that you go on because it's a classic. It's just a nice thing. It's wonderful. You can be extremely close to the water, right? You can be all the way up top, or you can just hang out in the shade, in the center, And it's very much like an icon of the past. It's got like the tiny little staircases, right? You can get right up to the smokestack with steam. And it's a real working steamboat.
And you have the opportunity too that like maybe the band's going to be on there, or maybe you're going to have a character that you can meet on the Mark Twain. It really becomes this central experience. It's not just a boat. You're not even trying to get anywhere. You're just trying to be a part of the experience. You're part of Disneyland when you're on the Mark Twain. You even think of when you look into Frontierland and you're standing in the middle of the park and you see the Mark Twain going around the river. That's one of those weenies that Walt Disney wanted in the parks of like, you look in the castle, you see the carousel spinning. You look into Tomorrowland and you see a rocket. You look into Frontierland and you see the riverboat going around.
Question. Is there more propulsion than just the water wheel on the back?
Just the water wheel on the Mark Twain. The Mark Twain is itself an actual working steamboat. There it is. I mean, it's not, it doesn't have a, it doesn't have a, oh gosh, I'm forgetting.
Like a rudder?
It doesn't have a rudder. I mean, that it is on a track. It's not, you can just put that out there and it's going to have, be able to be driven. And the Columbia it's powered. It's gasoline powered.
Right. Because
that is a problem.
The sails are folded up.
You're not actually sailing on the wind.
Now, who's Mike?
All right, Mike Fink keelboats. This is the keelboats. You might have seen like old historic photos of these smaller sort of little ships. They'd have an inside cabin, then you could sit on top of them. And they would kind of go around the river there. They were actually made famous by the Davy Crockett TV show. And there's a race sequence against Mike Fink and Davy Crockett. And so their boats would have that. And that was, a part of the television event, and people really got excited by that. And so that was something you could do in Frontierland, ride these little keelboats.
Oh, wow. These are very cool.
They are very cool. Unfortunately, there was a major accident and several people lost their lives with it. Oh. And so that is why you no longer get to experience the keelboats. You can still see one. You can see Mike Fink's keelboat back by his cabin if you ride the railroad or the Mark Twain. You'll see it on the right side there attached to the island. But
yeah, it's slightly different.
Yeah.
It's boarded up. I don't think it's one of the. Oh,
it's not. I don't believe it's one of the originals. You're also going to see photos.
The bottom is built like one of the originals. I wonder if they just changed it up a little bit, gutted it, that kind of thing.
That makes sense.
But very close, and you could kind of see like they put half of one for the phantasmic projectors. So if you're wondering what it looks like, it's a trapezoid on top of a boat, and these had like a fake sail,
heavy,
but they got rid of that.
Oh yeah.
So it's very similar. So it might be the same.
Well, there are some photos too of the Paris version, because Disneyland Paris actually opened up with some keelboats as well. But very quickly those were closed as well due to the similar incidents. They didn't have an incident as bad as Disneyland did, but that basically caused them to be very careful about it and any further issues they'd have with them. It was not a very functional attraction. So there's the Mike Fink keelboats. Moving on, we have the Frontierland Shooting Exposition. Any visit to Frontierland would not be complete without the Shooting Exposition. But it very different from the version that we have today. Definitely a different, system. I believe you were actually shooting off BBs back in the time.
Jesus.
It was not, back when hey, here's a non-lethal firearm, shoot this at some targets.
Yeah, there were no
I believe it was metal
airsoft
pellets or something like
then.
that. Yeah, it was metal. It was metal.
It was likely lead.
Oh yeah,
I
you're right.
think the
lead
ones
pellets.
you buy now are still lead.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Honestly, because it wasn't until modern times that it was this laser guided, marking system. But yeah, kind of crazy. But yeah, Frontierland Shooting Exposition. There you go. Another attraction. There was the Davy Crockett Arcade, which is a bunch of experiences all mixed into one. You think these buildings, they were all tight. You didn't have as many people going through them, so you could kind of build these smaller buildings. But this is a Davy Crockett Frontier Museum with artifacts of the Old West, an Alamo exhibit, arcade games, history of firearms display, and wax figures of Davy Crockett and one of his friends themselves.
This is where you can get the little tickets right now, right?
I believe so. It's one of those stores. A lot of those storefronts have been reused.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's within one of those spaces, I believe. A lot of this stuff, again, there's not a really good map of sort of 1955. So unless you do a huge photo deep dive, you're not going to be able to really line up where everything is. Inside the Davy Crockett Arcade, there was also a bone craft store. So you could see stuff that was being made out of bone.
Love that.
Cool. All right. Moving on, we have the Dixieland Bandstand, which would be a bandstand that, you could have marching band come out and perform in Frontierland. It actually gave them a sort of performance space. I believe this is still where the stage is. That's over by Rancho del Zocalo, is that sort of area. But the whole area around Frontierland there, just past the fort, that was considered the Zocalo or the square of Frontierland.
Yeah. No Dixie bands anymore.
No, not anymore.
We got the mariachis now, which kind of an upgrade.
Absolutely. But you're going to see a lot of these terms, sort of old-timey terms that we consider today maybe slightly offensive, or they just don't align with modern sensibilities.
Do I do that black screen ahead of the
exactly.
The video?
Honestly, ahead of all of this, because it's going to get much worse here, folks. But yeah, starting with that, again, this is sort of just, old school charm. And you see part of Frontierland, which is interesting, is there's a lot of Southern influences going on here. It's not just the Southwest. It's not just sort of ghost town. It's a lot of ideas of sort of what was the West as you started from the 13 colonies. This was actually replicated even further if you go to Magic Kingdom when it opened in 1971, where they had this whole flow and story going. They were a lot more consistent there, which is odd for the Magic Kingdom.
I can't stand the ground over there, though.
Yeah.
Why is it red?
It's there's a whole thing behind it. Even if you go to Tokyo Disneyland, it's the same way, and they're starting to change that. But the ground itself, it was just concrete, and so they sort of painted it to match whichever area you were going into. Even at Disneyland, originally, that's what you were experiencing. I mean, the ground didn't become sort of curated until a lot later when they were redoing these lands. Like, it was all concrete in Fantasyland, and then it became cobblestone in the 1980s as part of that refurbishment.
Yeah, I guess. Just, it's funny how Magic Kingdom somehow gets like these huge, wonderful things, but everything that's already there, it's like, we can't close Frontierland and repave it.
We don't have, we can't afford to do that. This is the vacation capital of the world. We can't do that. Yeah. Moving on. One of the other experiences you go to was the Indian Village in Frontierland. This goes all the way back to the very first sketches. Walt Disney always wanted to include a Native American sort of exposition and area, highlighting culture and everything like that. So it had a ceremonial dance circle, a lot of the stuff that today would kind of be considered hokey or maybe even borderline offensive, but at the time was actually seen as a proper area of like education and celebration of Native American culture and heritage, respecting the traditions and dignity of indigenous peoples, which is a very interesting thing in the 1950s, that it's like, if you look at the Westerns, so many of those films or TV shows would often demonize Native Americans or use them as sort of the other, or the enemy of, it's just a natural force that, these people were going up against. And then you have an actual experience where it's like, no, we actually invited tribes to come in here and perform. Even if you go to Knott's Berry Farm today, they have a very similar area and experience that you can go see, which is it's very interesting. It's like, it's not black and white like people would kind of view it as.
Yeah,
today.
I think people, I'm sure if anyone out there has heard this for the first time, they're like, what did Walt Disney have to say about Native Americans? Because like you were saying, all these old movies, whatever, it was white people in brownface. But this was, he actually invited out and employed people from, I assume, local tribes to tell their stories in their own words. And there's the photo of Walt Disney wearing the headdress. But I mean, like, what were you going to do back then, right? But at the very least, for whatever reason it was, we don't know. Walt Disney wanted to get it right. So, and he did.
And just a little quote here, and this is from the Happiest Place on Earth book. Walt held a deep appreciation for Native American culture. His wife, Lillian Bounds Disney, was born in Idaho and grew up on a Nez Perce reservation in Lapwai. A log blacksmith shop in Frontierland paid tribute to her father with a sign that read, Willard P. Bounds, blacksmith and U.S. Marshal, actually highlighting like, oh, she actually grew up on a reservation. So that's like a fun fact that it's like, oh, I didn't know that. So like, I don't know if, her relatives were a part of a tribe or anything like that, but that there was this appreciation that it's not, all the claims that so many people say of like, Walt Disney was racist or this or that. It's like, you have to look at the time period. You have to look at the time period and look at how people were educated and whether they were open to learning more and open to appreciating other places and cultures, or whether they were closed off. That's a completely different conversation.
It's almost like now it's weird if you say African American.
Yeah.
But there was a time where we started saying African American because all the other terms were extremely offensive.
Yes.
And now it's just incorrect for many people, or irrelevant to some people, or something people don't relate to anymore.
Yeah.
But it's funny how, things change over time of the time, this was the accepted thing. And sometimes of the time, the respected thing was just pure racism, which is different.
Yeah.
But it's like, he had the native, like, tribal people come tell their stories.
Yes.
In what he called the Indian village.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, it's called the Indian village, but then he had this. So it's like, okay, we're getting somewhere.
That was the proper terminology.
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, you have the Bureau of Indian Affairs. It's the same. It's the proper terminology. And the Bureau of Indian Affairs actually signed off on this with Walt Disney, as well as any cultural representations of any tribes. They actually they documented, hey, we went to this tribe and got permission to showcase their history or showcase their art form as part of this.
Well, I mean, even like, was it Saludos Amigos? They took a bunch of Imagineers to Mexico and Brazil, which is like crazy stuff. And it's funny to think that, but it's like, we wanted to go study. And then maybe we had a weird take on it, but it's like they're doing something. And that is something that is pretty interesting, especially in 1955 and before.
Absolutely. Moving on from that, and you still have, briefly, you still have the Indian village that's represented on the Rivers of America to this day, and they still continue to update it, keep it painted, keep it looking nice, keep it in the words of the Imagineers. It's like they try to keep this as authentic as possible.
Yeah, now they are just the Plains Indians.
Yeah,
which is they're a real thing.
Yeah,
but they call them out while you're on the Mark Twain
and the railroad.
Oh yeah. You see the shaman on the railroad, right?
Shaman on the railroad, yeah. All right, moving on. A majority of Frontierland was taken up by the Painted Desert, which was this overall large expanse, mostly dirt, that was sort of like, okay, let's try and make a desert area, do our best, throw in some cacti, and make it feel like, okay, this is the Wild West that you see on the TV shows or in the movies. And it featured several attractions that would let you actually go out and experience this wilderness. So you had the miniature horse corral that was sort of part of this central area that was going to be where you loaded onto these different experiences. You had the Rainbow Ridge pack mules. The pack mules going through, you're going to see so many photos of Frontierland with the pack mules kind of going around in it. You had the stagecoach ride, which was, an actual sort of formal, Wells Fargo stagecoach. You're going to go out there. You're going to go from place to place. And then you had the Conestoga wagons, which is reflective of the actual pioneers themselves. If you see a photo of one of these, sometimes you're going to see Westward Ho written on it, which was represented by the Westward Ho fry cart later on in the history of Frontierland.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
The word Conestoga triggers me now because those are the types of trucks I order at work. They still exist. Now it's like steel pipes with a canopy
goodness.
and it on a track. So you can actually fold up this like accordion style tarp on a truck, a flatbed, or a step deck. Conestoga triggers me even more. Load everything up so you can have uncovered machines strapped down, and you just roll this thing over and you don't destroy your stuff. So
That's
Conestoga, important word, especially in my life. But the Rainbow Ridge Pack Mules, the little town, I believe, is on the end of Big Thunder, right?
Yep. Some of that's still reflective of, it's not the original stuff, but it's still reflective of that original era of attractions. I believe all of the facade work is original to the Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland. I think that was it's still there reflective of that.
And also, I don't know how much of an actual nod this is, but the new-ish, right? The ground has little tracks in it. And that's supposed to be a nod to the Rainbow Ridge Pack Mules. So if people aren't really picking up on this, you used to ride little mules around Frontierland. You'd get
Actual mules.
Yeah, a little pack mule, and you'd go on this little tour on horseback, so to speak.
Yeah, let's climb up these rocks and look at this dirt.
Yeah.
Here's a few trees. Fun.
Look, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But there was none of this sort of built up. There were no animatronic animals out there yet. There was nothing else really to see. You didn't even have sort of, that whole facade and mountain that they eventually would build as part of Nature's Wonderland. Again, it was pretty bare. Even if you looked at the model of Disneyland that they used to have in the Opera House, you could see how bare that area of the park is.
Cactus.
Yep.
Building,
cactus. And I didn't note it on here, but the railroad, of course, passed through this area. And the railroad's other major station during the opening, other than Main Street, was Frontierland. That was the only other station that existed at that time.
Whereabouts was it,
I believe it's around the same location that it is in New Orleans today.
Oh, right.
So it's still the Frontierland station.
Yeah.
But it was not attached to New Orleans Square. So it was different in that way. The theming was different.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Moving on from the Painted Desert, we're moving over to the Mineral Hall. So back sort of to the core of Frontierland, allowed guests to explore the world of phosphorescent minerals, sponsored by the Blacklight Corporation of America.
Sure, that was real safe in there.
Absolutely fun.
Yeah, it was probably all just UV everywhere.
Oh,
which
absolutely.
You can kind of be in.
It's probably a new thing too.
Short amounts of time, but there's no way that was okay.
Oh, buy some crystals, stuff like that. Yeah. Geodes. Moving on, we have the Frontier Trading Post, celebrating having authentic frontier goods such as cast iron skillets, ashtrays, lunch boxes. I misspelled that. And other sort of assorted goods that they could find to sell.
You get kind of a nod to this at the Pioneer Mercantile in the window. So in the windows, you can see the cast iron skillets. I don't know if you can see an ashtray, but there's a lot of there's leather. There are leather goods in there, like kettles and coffee pots and that kind of thing. So
kind of continuing the story from Main Street of just selling odds and ends, actually working like a real frontier town was kind of what they were trying to create.
Yeah, the closest you get now is they have the leather wristbands and they used to have dog collars.
That's crazy.
Kimmy's family had one for their family dog, Sonny. Shout out.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, we've gone back to look for them, and it's just not there.
Honestly, that feels like one of those things that'll go away eventually. Sadly,
the reason I don't see some of that stuff going away, it's that it probably doesn't cost them much, and you can't put anything else there.
No, not really.
So that's my whole thing with.
Well, you say that, and they can put a line of hoodies there or something.
Yeah,
that.
But I think they're kind of they know people. They have enough space for the hoodies. You know what I mean? But they could even put something similar there. And if people do buy stuff, high margin, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But that's my argument with Golden Zephyr. It's people they might get rid of it. It's you can't put a show building there.
Nope.
So it's just either we have a ride where the line goes underneath the ride, so it doesn't take up any walkway space, and it sucks up some guests.
Yeah. Looks
nice, or we have nothing. And there's 2 cast members on that ride. So may as well keep it. Same with Jumpin' Jellyfish. Something for the kids to do. We're not putting anything else there.
No, yeah. And no, it wouldn't fit in. Moving on, next to it, you'd have the Pendleton Woolen Mills Dry Goods Store. So Pendleton, like the blankets and flannels, all that stuff. They had handcrafted souvenirs, designer dresses, and clothing. So there's original, like literally the label that's like Pendleton at Disneyland, like was in blankets and stuff that you could buy.
I've never heard of this brand.
Pendleton, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you used to be able to even get Pendleton blankets at over by Grizzly Peak. They used to still sell those.
Really?
But yeah, you go to Costco, sometimes they're going to have stuff like that. Yeah, it's a pretty famous brand for flannels. Like they didn't originate that stuff, but they were pretty big actually back in the day too.
I'll look into it. Maybe they sell some good stuff that is just good.
Yeah.
Or they've completely sold out. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's all made in China these days.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Shout out to Darn Tough, my $20 wool socks.
Ooh.
Made in Vermont.
Oh, excellent.
And
very good.
So you might think $20 pair of socks. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Lifetime warranty.
Hey, there
and
you
like,
go.
You don't need the receipt. You just send them socks with the return address and they'll be like, yeah, we made those.
That's crazy.
And they just send you some socks back.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Infinite socks. All right. Next to it, you have the Golden Horseshoe Review and Saloon. So again, Walt Disney and Lillian Disney celebrated their 30th anniversary there on July 13th, just a few days before Disneyland opened. And this was kind of like one of the only restaurants at Disneyland as well. So yeah, it was a restaurant and it was a show. It's a saloon that did not have alcohol. If you went just before the actual 70th anniversary, they actually put a little wedding cake there and celebrated their, I don't know what anniversary it would have been for them now. No, would it have been their 100th anniversary?
Yeah, I think that was the whole thing.
Yeah, 100th wedding anniversary. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, but it was kind of fun that they actually celebrated that.
Yeah, I saw it was like a Blue Sky post or something. It was like, saw this earlier and thought it was nice. I'm like, yeah, exactly. It's because they didn't really make a whole thing out of it.
Yeah.
It was just sweet. It was like
just a little thing. And it was still there for almost a full month.
Oh, really? Dang.
Yeah, it was still in there. Last time I went in there, it was still in there. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those like if you walk in, you see it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it.
Well, in overall, just as a side tangent, I really do appreciate that with the Walt Disney Show and kind of this new sort of focus of like, okay, I guess we can celebrate our founder a little bit. I know you guys talked about this a little bit last week for the previous episode about Walt Disney, A Magical Life. But I think that in its most sincere form, I do appreciate it versus in the past where it's like, we're a corporate entity and we don't need to recognize our founder because maybe he's a controversial figure or something like that. I'm like, I think there's enough authenticity there for Walt as an artist that he should still be celebrated.
Oh, yeah. And I want to say, like, we called it founder worship.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't have any, like, I'm not fooling myself to think that a corporation isn't a corporation.
Yeah.
So when I see, like, something just straight up founder worship, I'm like, cool. Like, why not? Just lean into just being this huge corporation.
Yeah.
I'm in for it. It's fun. I don't care. Like, so, yeah, I'm in for that. Like, yeah, worship the founder. It's cool. It's like, because I'm not acting like, what would they have done? I know some people do that. But even like the Steve Jobs worship, like, I remember the day he died or the day we found out he died, there's an Apple store in Cal Poly Pomona. And they had the sign of the black and white photo of him with the years on. They had him ready for sure. And they probably just overnighted them. But it was like, there's something cool at how like odd it is to just be like, the founder is like our God. It's like, okay, sure, I'm in for it.
I feel like the last 10 years, though, it's like they've really tried to remove Walt from Disney. And as much as people, I think they overblow that as well. But there is a fact of like, it used to be Walt Disney Pictures, and then it was just Disney. It's like you used to see Walt Disney in front of the castle. Now it just says Disney.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
And it's for a time, everything was Walt Disney's blank.
Yeah.
And then it was Disney's blank. And now everything is awkwardly Disney.
Yeah.
It's Disney California Adventure Park. I don't like...
There's no apostrophe S anymore. There's no possession.
Disney Wonderful World of Sweets is bad, though.
Yeah.
Disney's Wonderful World of Sweets, one is like Wonderful World of Color.
Yep.
But two is like this is Disney's
The
wonderful
Disney
world.
apostrophe S felt like an Eisner era huge push. I feel like it wasn't until Iger came in that they were kind of like, let's kind of pull back away from Walt a little bit and like just focus on the IPs themselves, our individual stuff.
They have left the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah.
I think that also sounds very regal because it's a long name. It's like the Walt Disney Company.
But I think when you're going to like Wall Street and you're talking about company history, it's like you kind of want that stability. The fact that it's like we have been a consistent, entertainment company since all the way back in the 1920s. Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on, or actually finishing up the Golden Horseshoe review. But yeah, Restaurant Show, sponsored by Pepsi Cola and featured on the opening day broadcast. So if you can find the original broadcast in that original show, you will see highlighted the Golden Horseshoe review show.
So Coca-Cola was an opening day sponsor. Were they not?
I don't
For
remember if they
Refreshment
were.
Corner? I thought we brought that up.
Yes, they were. Yeah. On
So
the
they're
Refreshment
just
Corner.
like-
and Pepsi Cola was in Frontierland.
You got to play both sides, so you always come out on top.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of wild. You never see that today.
Yeah, it's one or the other. Whose halftime show is it? Now it's Apple Music's, but yeah, that just stands out as interesting. And oddly enough, Casa de Fritos is next. Mexican restaurant sponsored by the Frito company. Was it Frito-Lay yet?
It was not Frito-Lay yet. And I actually wrote that in the notes, and then I was like, wait a second. What time did that happen? No, it was the Frito company.
And oddly enough, it was eventually owned by PepsiCo.
Yeah.
Actually, Pepsi was owned by Frito-Lay, and then they changed the whole thing to PepsiCo. But none of this was true yet. It was just Casa de Fritos, where the Dorito originated. I feel like that's like baby's first Disneyland fun fact.
Yeah.
Which is okay. But it's crazy that they took their old tortillas, made them into chips, and then put taco dust on it from the seasoning from everything else they were cooking there. And that's why you see they sell those like Doritos Classic.
Yeah.
And it's just taco flavored. And that is from Disneyland.
That's crazy.
Which is actually a crazy thing of like, we have all these leftovers. Let's make our own chips.
And hey, Kirk, you want to take a look at the menu from Casa de Fritos?
I'm afraid. Enjoy delicious Mexican foods at Casa de Fritos, parentheses, the Frito House. Menu, taco in a tacup, 25 cents. Mexican rice, 25 cents. Tamales, 35 cents.
Ooh.
Chili and beans, 35 cents. Frito chili pie. Wow. Unoriginal. Is that still a thing?
I don't think so.
No, the walking taco.
Oh.
Yeah, they're Fritos and chili.
Yeah.
Frito tamale special, 75 cents. Mexican combination plate, $1. And 2 enchiladas for 45 cents. Fritos free with each dish in Frontierland. Fritos is the registered trademark of the Frito Company, Dallas, Texas.
There you go.
And this, my friends, if you can see, but you probably can't, we'll try to post it on Instagram, is
It'll definitely get posted.
Frito Kid.
Frito Kid.
Shout out to Frito Kid.
Shout out to Frito Kid. All right, let me see if I can pull this up here. But yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah, how much worse or better is Rancho del Zocalo? We'll never know.
Oh my goodness. I mean, food quality wise, who knows, man? Who knows back then?
Yeah, it was probably just all ground beef everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. But it is what it is.
That's fine. Yeah. Interesting history. Nice to have. I bet if the Coca-Cola sponsorship wasn't a thing, this would come back in some sort of way. I think they'd grab a little Pepsi Cola Frito-Lay sponsorship, but I'm sure Coca-Cola has like some crazy exclusivity on the whole park. So not going to happen. Freddie, I want to swap this.
You want to swap this one?
Yeah, I want the big fish.
Okay. You want? Yeah. There's always a bigger fish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on pulling up the menu for this one, but we're gonna get to Swift's Chicken Plantation House.
Yeah. So we brought this up a long time ago when we did our Disneyland 1955 episode, where we actually went through the whole park somehow.
My goodness.
Now we didn't have every little thing in there. But we did like kind of what was in the place of this or that, what was open, what could we find. But we did talk about Swift's Chicken Plantation House, facade of a Spanish colonial home facing the center of Frontierland, and an antebellum mansion facing the river.
Yeah.
Shout out to River and James.
Oh my goodness.
So I want to, is this part of River Bell Terrace?
So,
because I know the next thing we're going to talk about is that, but we have the little facade.
This is not. And the facade of this, if you're in Blue Bayou and you look behind you, that building facade shape is meant to be an homage to the original Southern Fried Chicken place. Because it's also, again, Antebellum South. It's this whole entire thing that they're leaning into here, which is almost like the origin point at Disneyland for New Orleans Square. It's like Walt Disney's already thinking of New Orleans. He's already thinking, this is where we're going to go next. But yes, this was here's a little ad for it. Southern Fried Chicken. Enjoy a tempting, tender-grown Swift's premium chicken dinner amid the delightful French provisional decor of the Plantation House. Complete fried chicken dinners, $1.70. Children, $1. Real Southern hospitality at the Plantation House.
Oh boy.
Yeah, which, reading through a bunch of different material, at the time, plantation was not necessarily associated as much with slavery as it was with Southern hospitality, Southern living, and sort of this idealized thing. It's like the plantation, it's interesting the way the 1950s were like, yeah, this is not really a problem. And then you're going to get later in the decade or 1960s, and you're like, okay, we're going to take this a little bit more seriously with our history.
It's kind of like we came around on Native Americans, but not quite our black brothers and sisters,
Absolutely not.
So yeah, at the end of the day though, misguided decor notwithstanding, it was meant to emulate Knott's Berry Farm's chicken restaurant. Now, they say it all started with a mouse. I say it all started with Jose, but really it all started with Walt Disney's friendship with was it also Walter Knott?
Yeah, Walter Knott.
They're all Walters over everywhere. So
too many Walters.
Too many Walters. But Disneyland was inspired by many things.
Yeah.
Roger S brought it up a few weeks ago. You brought up another park it was inspired by, and it was also inspired by the Knott's Berry Farm Chicken Restaurant and the Ghost Town.
Yeah.
But
it was not necessarily a full-fledged theme park at the time. So,
but it was like, he's got something here.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, Mrs. Knott's got this chicken restaurant. It's like, I think that would make a nice addition. That would make a nice, it's like collecting the Infinity Stones. He's like, I think I'll just take that and put that right over here. And so it really was just, again, it's the Knott's chicken restaurant, but it's at Disneyland. And so instead of it being just Frontier, we're going to make it a little Southern as well, so that it's slightly different. It's slightly off-brand Knott's. But yeah, there you go.
Who's Swift & Company?
Swift & Company, no idea.
I wonder.
But it was the operator. They were the same operator of the restaurant on Main Street, not the pre-Plaza Inn restaurant.
Oh. Now it's they bought, JBS USA Holdings Inc. is a meat processing company and wholly owned subsidiary of Brazilian multinational JBS SA. So they entered the U.S. market in 2007 when they purchased Swift & Company.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, look at that. Swift & Company. So Swift Meat Packing Plant in La Plata, Argentina.
Yeah.
But traced back to 1855.
Wow.
When Gustavus Franklin Swift founded a butchering operation in Eastham, Massachusetts. Cape Cod, Brighton, Buffalo, New York. Yeah. Moved to Minnesota, made baby foods. They got into Conagra and S-Mark. Everyone's owned by someone.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot about that on the Main Street episode.
Yeah.
And we're going to learn even more about that in the Tomorrowland episode. Sponsorship is the whole thing here. It's all going on through. But let's get to the end of our Frontierland discussion.
We all came here for.
It all boils down to this. Aunt Jemima's Pancake House. Sponsored by Quaker Oats and featuring their syrup brand. Actress Eileen Lewis portrayed Aunt Jemima in Disneyland. There's a lot of stories of her and Walt Disney crossing many paths, because Walt Disney would go here for breakfast all the time, just go from his firehouse and go get some pancakes. For a few years, the Pancake House celebrated National Pancake Day with a pancake race, sending participant guests on a race down Main Street, USA, holding pancake skillets. So there's like little posters where it's like, it's the pancake race at Disneyland. It's like, okay, all right, cool, fun. Current location of Riverbell Terrace. It is the same facade, same sort of antebellum South feel in terms of that. But yeah, Aunt Jemima, goodness gracious.
So
me.
for those who don't know what the problem is, it's okay. It's the same problem with Uncle Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to talk about the original problem, and then we'll talk about the whole thing later. So a big thing back in the day was non-black people would not call black men and women Mr. and Miss. They'd call them aunt, uncle, even worse, like they'd call people boy and whatever. And that's like where Mr. T was born. He wanted the first thing out of people's mouth to be Mr.
Yeah.
But so that's where all this kind of started. But then if you look at like the original Aunt Jemima logo, crazy. It's like a minstrel show. So you go look at that and you're like, ooh, a little rough.
Yeah.
Modern Aunt Jemima just
It's fine. Yeah.
does look like maybe your aunt, but the origins are sketch. But now I don't know where people stand on this. It's kind of like the Apu in The Simpsons. He was voiced by the creator of The Simpsons, white guy. Little odd, doing a caricature.
Yeah.
And then they were going to get rid of Apu. But then Indian people were like, wait, hold on. He's one of the most successful people in the show. He owns a business. He's rich. It's just like, maybe it was a little weird the way you portrayed him. So now, only thing I wonder, I'm not mad, I don't care, is did we take someone away by taking Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima away? Or did we do something good? Because Aunt Jemima was replaced by the Quaker Oats guy.
Yeah.
And it's just Pearl Milling Company syrup, which is, but our boy, the Quaker, is up there. So I don't know. I'm not going to form an opinion on this because I don't really know. It's like not my battle to fight.
Yeah.
Or not my.
But it was really, it's this whole idea of subservient, having the idea of, okay, well, you're going to have, here's the person of the house who's going to be feeding you and everything. I mean, that was the whole thing, is the Aunt Jemima character would walk around and like ask you how your pancakes are doing. And
sorry, Jemima came from like the mammy.
Yeah, the mammy caricature.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what it's all based off of. So if you look underneath all of it, it's like, no, this all harkens back to slavery. It all harkens back to this idea of subservience and, the idea of black characters being there to support and help white characters in both TV and media and everything. And so that's like, even you go back to Song of the South and Splash Mountain, it's the exact same issue there with some of those characters, that it's like, it really isn't at its face pure, it's like one of those things of like, if you first look at it, it might not strike you as offensive or racist. But once you look underneath that, you find that there's the problems, that there's a stereotype here that is harmful. It's not beneficial. It's meant to be demeaning. And that's kind of the part of it.
We had this whole talk with Splash Mountain a while ago of any one thing you pick out doesn't turn an entire thing racist. But when you add all of them up, it becomes odd, right?
Yeah.
If this was simply a black character and she just happened to be an aunt, that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay, but they named her Jemima. And then they drew that picture of her.
Yeah.
And now she's serving you pancakes. And it's like, if it was just in the commercial, it's just a black woman serving you pancakes. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But then you add all of them and you're like, okay, we get it. We see what you did here. So
the other part of it too is that you look at Disneyland and its origin point, and in the 1950s, and this did change with time, but it was very much set in this. It's meant for the white middle class. It was not meant for anyone else. And so you're catering to a very specific group of people. And in terms of what their tastes are, what they want to see, what they want to pay homage to, what they see in the history books is their own heritage. And so some of this stuff is hearkening back to things that didn't necessarily exist, like this idealized vision of the South. And it's like, this is all part of all right, this is what we're creating here. You even think in terms of job opportunities, and we're going to get into this when we talk about the Tahitian Terrace eventually and Adventureland. But like, this was one of the only locations that Black cast members could work at.
Oof.
Like, this is just what it was, because it was like, well, you fit with the theme here.
Which is a crazy thing to say, but
wild. But there you go. That's the
said,
1950s. It just would not have marked people as offensive at all. It just would have marked people as that's just how it is. And good things aren't that way anymore. So again, with time, things have changed. It changed names multiple times. It is no longer sponsored by Quaker Oats. It moved ownership over time. And it is now the current location of the River Belle Terrace, which just celebrates the history of riverboats and is currently a brunch location. Haven't tried the brunch there, but I hope it's excellent.
it's all day brunch.
Yeah, which is awesome. I love that exists. I just need to go try it.
And alcohol.
Alcohol? I saw somebody with a mule out there. It looked great.
Okay. Let's just like go with John.
Honestly.
Let's just go. Like, the boys hit up River Belle Terrace, you know?
We just go from, I mean, you can walk up whenever you like. River Belle Terrace. Fun fact about River Belle Terrace, that is where Anna and I had our first date. That was just the restaurant we could get into on our first date. And we were right by the stained glass window that faces Adventureland. That is where we sat. We actually have a Sam Carter drawn image that I commissioned from him as our 2-year anniversary present. Kind of celebrating that that's where we had our first date. And then in the reflection of that glass is the waterfall that I proposed to. So River Belle Terrace, even though we haven't been back, is still something that is like, that was a part of us dating.
Funny enough, for me and Kimmy, our first date that was not a date when we were just like, oh, we're just friends. It was like the first time we hung out, like we met at a coffee shop, and then the first time we hung out was like they opened the studio store.
Oh, nice.
But then like the first time we just went to sit down at a restaurant at night was the Knott's Berry Farm Chicken Restaurant.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's actually really great.
So that, I think of that, and we were on the hunt for a sarsaparilla, which is not good. It wasn't good.
No.
But yeah.
I want that sarsaparilla.
But yeah, that is like one of the, and we have not been back.
There you go. Yeah. But it is one of those fun things that you're always going to remember. You're always going to think of it. And one day you might go back just for an anniversary or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd spend an anniversary doing that, but I'd go back. We got to hit up that Knott's Hotel restaurant, though.
Yeah.
We did that one time. It was pretty good.
It was pretty
yeah.
Okay. That now there's Frontierland. Now, before we finish, I did want to highlight the menu.
Aunt Jemima's Old South Kitchen in Frontierland. Yeah, we gotta definitely post this photo. I'm gonna save it for you, Freddie.
Oh yeah.
The trick, if you can't, sometimes it does the highlight. If you zoom in on the photo, it'll let you save.
See, I didn't know that.
The Safari hack. So pancake and waffle specialties. Davy Crockett's Delight, 4 light and tender Aunt Jemima pancakes, 45 cents. The Golden Horseshoe Special, new deluxe Aunt Jemima buttermilk pancakes, also 45 cents. The Mark Twain Special, 4 tangy Aunt Jemima buckwheat cupcakes, also for 45 cents. For 60 cents, you can get luscious native blueberry pancakes, fresh picked strawberries crushed and heaped on golden Aunt Jemima pancakes, or Wild Mountain blackberry pancakes. For 45 cents, you can get Slewfoot Sue's favorite, creamy egg rich Aunt Jemima waffles. For 60 cents, fresh California pecan waffle. 65 cents, creamy rich Aunt Jemima waffle a la mode.
Oh boy.
And for 70 cents, apple pancake roll-ups. Luscious apple slices rolled in Aunt Jemima's a la mode. And fresh creamery butter. Cold fresh milk, 15 cents. Steaming homemade coffee, 10 cents. Maple and wild berry syrups featured. Boy, the character on this just says Aunt Jemima's Kitchen.
Yeah.
I feel like this had like 10 different names.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So the old pancake house, it's where it all began. But now you can probably get some mediocre food at River Belle Terrace. It seems just so hit or miss. But I did once go for the monkey bread. You remember that? They had the pumpkin monkey bread, and then they said they ran out, and that was the only reason we went. Our food sucked, and then we're like, oh, that's why we came here. And then the guy's like, I'm sorry. And then he went back to the kitchen and he goes, I found 2. You want one? I'm like, yes, bring
please.
it. And he did. And it was pretty good.
Nice.
Was it worth all of Riverbell? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. But yeah, Frontierland. What an
There it
odd
is.
place. It's just like, well, we haven't talked about Adventureland 1955 yet.
Yeah.
But Frontierland's footprint is enormous when you put the Rivers of America in there.
Yeah.
And it's something we don't really think about. It's like, oh, this tiny little strip of land. It's like, yeah, but it includes all of this here. So, yeah.
And even then, it's like there's so much missing here. Like when you look through Frontierland, I was like, wow, there's not a lot here. And I think that's part of like 1955 is you're looking and it's like it's a much simpler version of the theme park. It's
Disneyland was like a diorama at that point.
Yeah. I mean, even if you look at the origin point of Disneyland, it's like when Walt Disney went to the Chicago Railroad Fair, you bet there were dioramas of the Old West with trains going through them. You know, that was also one of those things. You even go to the Ford, not museum, but it's like a Ford garden that he went to on his drive back. And that was where it was like, oh, there's a river boat going around a river here. Man, I'd really like that. Let me just take that and put it in my theme park.
Yeah. So
Yeah. That's Frontierland, folks.
yeah. So that is our Big Thunder topic of the week.
If this is your final stop,
Thanks for tramming with us today. And if not, it's time for We Have It So Good, where we in the Tram fam talk about what makes our Disney trips so special. Send us your highlight of the trip, something new you tried, or a food review on trammin.com/ask, just like Sebastian did a little bit too late last week. What's up, boys? I'm writing because I had it so good last Friday, but with a slight hiccup. Started with me picking up my new button down. It's a button up from Tiki Kingdom. Made my way down to Disneyland to meet up with my fiance and our friends so we could have a nice dinner at Trader Sam's. Unfortunately, we ended up getting sat outside, which wasn't too bad, but then the server who shall not be named came through and said he was going to serve us. The dinner was lackluster, but the server actually gave our friend a little attitude, thinking that she was messing with them. Overall, bad experience. We had plastic plates, plastic forks. I was surprised the drinks didn't even come in plastic cups.
Yikes.
But they did not. It was the most expensive meal I've ever had on a plastic plate.
Oh my
Afterwards, we made our way to the resort and had good luck with the ride times. Matterhorn in 25, Big Thunder in 15, Indiana Jones 35. Ended the night with a little walk into the tiki room, trammed out shortly after. Biggest highlight of the trip was going to Space Mountain for the restroom and seeing Jon Favreau pass by us with his family.
Oh.
We didn't make a scene because we aren't those types of people, but it was cool to see him just among the crowd. We had to explain to our friend who Jon Favreau was, even though she was wearing Baby Yoda merch and had a Baby Yoda backpack.
That's amazing.
But overall, fun time at the park. Yeah, there's that guy. There's that guy.
Yeah. I mean, that filming is everywhere. I mean, even today we were walking around and I was like going by the Tomorrowland Theater. That whole back is where their base camp is. And so it was really funny because I was like, oh, wow. Like, look, they're all down there getting buffet. There's Jon Favreau and Catherine Hahn and everybody's getting buffet food. Cool.
What is this thing that they're doing?
So this is a show being produced and directed by Jon Favreau. It is going to be a multi-episode sort of miniseries, as far as I'm aware, about Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. But it's called the project is being called Ink and Paint as like the code name for it. But yeah, it's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. It seems like it's Catherine Hahn and a bunch of kids, and they're going to Disneyland. So I don't know what else is going to happen in the show.
Multiple episodes?
I hope so, because they're filming for like 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long shoot. I mean, they're not done yet. They've been rotating through all the lands, doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, who knows if it is just one episode, but at this point, I doubt it. At this point, I feel like it's like, oh no, this is either going to be 3-episode arc or this is the series. It's like, you know, Oswald's going to come over here and like, what the heck, guys?
So Catherine Hahn,
I'm supposed to be the king of this.
At Disneyland. With
Catherine
some
Hahn
kids.
at Disneyland with some kids.
I don't know if
and an animated rabbit. It's kind of like Roger Rabbit. It's like the animated characters in the real world.
Yeah. It seems like he's going to be his normal size.
He's going to be,
because they've had the little popcorn bucket looking guy as like a reference for where to look and all that, which is cool. Nicer than a tennis ball.
Nicer than a tennis ball, something to actually react to. Oh my gosh. Wow. Look at that. But Jon Favreau, like knowing all his techniques and everything, Jon Favreau's tried to do a Disneyland show in the past. He was going to be like doing Kingdom Keepers and a bunch of other stuff. He kind of worked through it, but in the end, like Star Wars took up so much of his time that just was not going to happen. So it's kind of nice. It's like, well, I'm done with the Mandalorian and Grogu movies, so let me just do this.
Yeah, there is people wearing the cast and crew jacket from Mandalorian and Grogu.
Because I believe it's the exact same production crew. It's the same people he's been working with all the way since they did the Jungle Book and Lion King live actions.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So,
there you go.
Another write-in.
Oh, boy.
Anna Chambers.
My wife.
Says, Premiere Pass. If you got the money, 100% amazing. Would recommend. Being able to walk up to all the Lightning Lane attractions without having to make time selections was awesome. Secondly, we got the Lightning Lane multipass when we went with my niece. And Kirk, you were so right. We didn't go in right at opening. We started the day at 9:30ish, and we were able to do 7 Lightning Lane attractions, 2 non-Lightning Lane attractions, and get lunch and be back in our car by 4:30 p.m. It was amazing, and your trick worked. Freddie showed me how to do it, and there was no stopping us after that.
Oh, yeah.
And last thought, don't skip on Wine Country Trattoria. Food was amazing. We'll be going back. I don't believe that.
I had a short rib pasta. It was spectacular.
It's cheating. Was it a stroganoff? No. Short rib pasta, like a bolognese.
I'm going to pull up what it was, but it was amazing.
Short rib
delicious.
is cheating. I wonder, dude.
I mean, her prime rib was.
They have a short rib upstairs.
It was a full plate. I could
no.
finish it. Yeah.
Upstairs is like a $40 short rib. It's not a snack anymore. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Magic Key Terrace.
Yeah, well, yes, I know about that, but it's always snack options. I didn't know they had.
Oh no, they have like a couple things there. So at Magic Key Terrace, they have the San Francisco short rib, white miso smashed edamame, carrot ginger puree, roasted edamame, bacon, pineapple togarashi gel, pickled ginger, green onions with a teriyaki reduction. But I bet you they just cooked the same short rib. $38.
Here you go. It was the hearty short rib pasta. Okay. Served with broccolini, caramelized onions, mushrooms, rich creamy sauce, and pappardelle pasta.
Okay.
And it was excellent. It was phenomenal. I mean, I would say, I had a short rib at Club 33 when we went there. It was the same level of quality to the meat. And I get that you're cheating, but it was amazing.
Short rib is so easy. Like that's why we did short rib at the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. But dude, upstairs, something I want to try. Route 66 fried chicken.
Ooh.
Fried Cornish hen with roasted garlic, mashed potatoes, roasted seasonal vegetables, mushroom herb gravy.
I haven't been to the Magic Key Terrace
because it sucked for a while. Here's the problem with Magic Key Terrace. Everything is priced 15% above what it would normally be priced because they know you have a discount.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrendous.
And the drinks are fine up there.
Yeah.
But Freddie, anything to say?
Oh, goodness me. So to start off, Anna talking about Premiere Pass. We just did 2 days of Disneyland in a row. And on Sunday, we were actually visiting with some family friends. And they were basically like, hey, can you help guide us around the park and such and such. And they paid for everyone to have Premiere Pass. So we went around and scanned into all of the attractions that we could. It was a big group, so we didn't get as much done as, maybe you could if you had a party of 5 or 10. But with that many people, it was still amazing just to go up to anything and you could scan on in. For those who didn't know, I used to be a VIP tour guide. And so back in the day, it's that's the level of access that you're getting. Sometimes people book VIP and they're thinking oh, we're going to go up the exit for everything. That's not how that works. You only go up the exit if you have a potential security concern. It's for your own safety, you need to go up the exit, or you have a mobility concern. Otherwise, you're always going to go through the lightning lane if it has a lightning lane. That's your access point. So it doesn't matter how much you're paying there. It's everybody's going to end up in that same big boat. But yeah, it was really good. And then today we actually went with our niece Amaya, and we went to Disneyland and we used that lightning lane multi-pass. And man, yeah, it did work. You got to use that trick if you know it. But otherwise, just, not settling. That's the whole thing is that you're cool. I got a pass for $320 at Indiana Jones. Maybe we'll do 2 rides today with that multi-pass. It's if you learn how to go and change it, take a look, as Kirk has already explained.
All you have to do is pick a time first.
Yeah.
Hit modify.
Mm-hmm.
It will show a time that it could be worse. It doesn't matter what it is. Click on that time. It will not confirm it yet.
Nope.
So you might have 320 Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
You say modify. It says 455. You click on it, 1040.
Yeah.
and then you confirm, because it'll say like you see that time when you click on it, says your new time is 10:40. Confirm, and then it's yours.
Yep.
So do that all day. It's going to waste your battery. There's no dark
it burns
mode.
your phone down.
Because there's no dark mode, and the app is like always on. It has the glitch. Yeah. But go ahead and do that. Do that all day. It doesn't cheat the lightning lane system.
Not at all.
You still have to like. You can only hold one at a time. But the big deal is instead of waiting the 2 hours or whatever, you get a sooner one, scan in, get a new booking.
Yeah. But the fact that it allowed us to do like rides back to back, like we didn't wait between anything. We didn't wait for any of our passes. We just walked from ride to ride.
Yeah.
The only times that we did something that was non-lightning lane, it was Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was the Walt Disney Magical Life show. So there you go. And again, it was not that long of a day, and we got pretty much what you could do in a full day without a lightning lane pass. So well worth it, honestly, if you can figure that one out. So yeah, definitely save Kirk's idea in your head. Try it out. Hopefully John had some success today. He's supposed to be trying it out today, so he hasn't reported back yet, but we'll find out. That's for sure.
John's stories of what happens when he goes to Disneyland with other people always
sad.
Very interesting.
He needs to come with us. We got to go together. Yeah. We got a few plans now.
Yeah. I want to read this 4-week-old write-in.
Oh boy.
So Emily from YouTube. You know how I said like YouTube doesn't always show me the comments, and it's always broken. I opened YouTube Studio 2 weeks ago and saw her comments. I think I replied to one. And then I closed the app. And then I opened it just now and it asked me allow notifications. I'm like, I thought these were on the whole time. Yeah. Anyways, I'll do this as a we have it so something for 4 weeks ago. The 70th stuff, the food was so bad. Quite disappointed. This is I did this last time I read it. The 70th stuff is the gray stuff. That's what it's called.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All tasteless frosting. Tiny bit of cake inside was dry. But she would be the one buying the peach sparkling drink. What about some peach moonshine?
Oh, yeah.
Actually really good. And she also, the irony of a fashion episode not having video. We can't see the lovely outfits you've no doubt wearing for the occasion. Yeah, I was probably wearing this shirt. I basically just, this is like a PJ shirt.
Yeah.
So I just save it for Trammin episodes and then wear it to bed.
Nice. I'm wearing the Oswald bowling shirt from, well, gosh.
Okay, I left
Kingdom.
I left all this out of mousekeeping.
I know.
My bad. But these aren't the topic only people anyway, so they're here for cool shirts like Freddy's. The whole back is like a huge Oswald. Don't even get up.
I'm not doing that.
But it's from the Oswald
gas station. Yeah.
It's called the Lucky Wrench. You can find that on Rain's Tiki shirt website company,
TikiKingdom.com.
Yeah, or at tiki.kingdom. No special selling. He was recently at Toontown Market. I guess that'll be my.
It was a huge success. It was great.
Great success. Yes. And he had a booth right up front, or his tent. Had all his shirts on display. I watched him make some sales. Really nice seeing people come up and being like, "Oh, I like this."
Just out of the blue. I mean, and it's fun because it's like I really want him to have the same like success of like Shirt Farm, where it's like every time I go to Disneyland, I see somebody in a Shirt Farm shirt.
Yeah.
It's like, that's cool. It's like when Rain's like hitting with these things, like the Lion King shirt he debuted at the Toontown Market looked amazing.
Yeah, he's got, so right now, TikiKingdom.com, you can find all the styles. Some are pre-order right now.
Yes.
They're on their way. They are very real. Mm-hmm. Just check the materials because some are cotton, some are polyester. And that's just your preference. Some people love polyester. They're like, give me that stretch. So the Enchanted Showers, my favorite. For sure. Although my favorite's coming up. He's got his Wild Vines, which is Jungle Book, and then he's got
or
Lion
is
King.
It the Jungle Cruise one that's coming up too?
That's a secret.
He's teased that one.
He's teased it. It's coming at a special market first.
Ah, there you go.
So
he's got eyes on that one.
Haunted Hideaway, which is a Haunted Mansion shirt. That might be one of the best sellers. People just love that stuff.
It looks classic.
Yeah. The Lucky Wrench, which is the Oswald shirt.
Yeah.
So
comfortable.
High quality bowling shirt.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's no joke. It's a bowler shirt.
Yeah. It's unclear where the shirt is from, but it is embroidered and printed in the USA.
Yep.
So it costs a little more, but it is not to disparage any of his other shirts, a higher quality shirt.
Yeah.
Because it is like a blank that's been turned into a Tiki Kingdom shirt. And we've got the Matterhorn one. What's it called? Tiki Mountain.
Yeah.
That one's incredible.
It looks
That's
so
like his
good.
first look, like tiki looking shirt.
Yeah.
And then something Savannah, which is the Lion King one.
Lion King one, yeah.
People are really into that one. Is coming up. But yeah, check it all out. That is 100% Rain's thing.
Mm-hmm.
I am not helping him at all with this. Not for any reason. It's just that's Rain's thing.
Yeah.
He's putting in all the work. And
we support him all the way.
Yeah, I'm supporting him all the way. If he needs any help with anything, I help him. But like, this is all his. And his supportive wife Brandy, who's behind him all the way.
Oh yes.
And shout out as always to our favorite bread monger, Bubblina's Baked Goods, bubblinas.com, bubblinas.com. For both of these things, use code Trammin10 for 10% off.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. The fresh sourdough, crazy stuff. She's got jam now. I have not tried it yet because maybe I'll try it with peanut butter. I'm not a jam on bread straight person, but Kimmy and Rain said it's fantastic. So it's in my fridge. Shout out, friend of the show, Christine, and obviously Rain will be back next week for something real special.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, looks like it's
pizza time.
Time for one last bite. What is beyond the yellow line for you? What are you looking forward to, Freddie?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I've eaten so well in the last few days. So kind of looking forward. I'm looking forward to just taking a break from eating out for just a moment. But looking in the future, it looks like I'm going to go back to the OC Fair. So going to have to try some more stuff.
You going back?
Back.
You know what? I want to hear your OC Fair report.
My goodness. Yeah, we'll mention that.
That's here we have it so good. What do you want? What'd you do?
Oh man. So when we first walked in, I was just blown away by the fair ridiculousness of it all. Like we went in the Orange Gate, and so it was just all the attractions on that side. And so like immediately you're like, here's knockoff Fast and Furious as an attraction. And I'm like, oh my God, this is great.
Yeah.
There's just so much that I laughed. I was laughing the whole way through.
Do you understand the memes of the art on fair attractions?
Yeah. I mean, that the art of the fair attractions. When we were on our honeymoon in Paris, they had the huge Christmas festival right outside of where the Louvre is. And it was all of that. It was like Transformers, but it was like there's animals on there and there's all sorts of random crap they just threw up. I'm like, this is great. This is just perfect. No notes. But the first thing we had was some brisket mac and cheese. We also got some, carne asada fries as well. I mean, just generic fair food, but it was delicious. And we got the little refillable sipper cup, so that was great.
Did you do Taste of the Fair?
We did do Taste of the Fair. We didn't do the pass. We did the $5 at the location.
Right, because that's a different thing.
It's a better deal, honestly. But yeah, you just get little samplers of stuff, and it was like, all right, cool. Here's this thing fried. Here's this thing fried. It was good. I went over to the place that you recommended that had the little taquitos, and those were excellent. I had the taquitos while watching the Alaskan racing pigs, which was my wife's like big highlight. It's like she had to do that. I loved going through all the exhibits, the table setting competition thing. Good. The fact that they had the whole steampunk section, which I was like, okay, cool. Like that's a unique thing that like every year it's going to be a different theme. Obviously, it's going to be
multiple themes too.
Yes,
during each year.
Yep. But yeah, there was murder mysteries, there was steampunk, and like that's crazy to me that I went there. I'm like, there's 320,000 Leagues Under the Sea things here.
One Severance
amazing,
one.
Perfect. Yeah. No, I was like, that was perfect for me. They had the whole rewind section, the whole VHS thing that you're like, oh wow, this is like really cool. Here's how movie posters are made. Here's just a nice air conditioned dark room.
Yep.
Which it was burning. We were dying out there.
We always go at like 4 or 5 p.m. So it's Oh, and the pro tip is we freeze 2 water bottles and throw them in the backpack.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a great time. It was cool. I loved it.
You found your happy.
Oh, very much. I found my happy at the fair. We're not celebrating happy, but we found it. We found it there, and then we celebrated happy at Disneyland afterwards. And I got to see Wondrous Journeys for the first time. I was so happy. Anna is not a fireworks person. She loves Phantasmic, loves nighttime shows, paint the night. But finally, I was able to have her watch and react to Wondrous Journeys, and she loved it. She had a great time.
Crazy good show.
When you get to that 4 different songs all being interwoven with the characters and the animation, we were on Main Street, so we could see, whatever animation on the castle was kind of projected up to our left. And so it was perfect because they're like, here's this moment. Hey, look, there it is. It was so good. I love that show.
What am I looking forward to, though? We're done with the fair.
Done with the fair.
We did
but I'm going back. I'm looking forward to more fair.
We did it twice. I'm going back to Disney.
Good.
I think Saturday. I don't know. What do I want? Maybe Magic Key Terrace?
Maybe now. You've talked it up. That Route 66 chicken sounds amazing.
I'm looking forward at this moment to getting on a boat in Disneyland.
Yeah.
Whether it's on a ride or the Mark Twain, who knows? But a boat. So, yeah. Boats. And with that,
thank you all for listening, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you real soon.
Bye.
Thanks for traveling with us today, and we hope you have a happy and memorable visit to the Disneyland Resort. Please lower your head, watch your step, and exit to the driver's right-hand side only.